everybody, it's Christy back with another video, and today we're actually going to talk about the Derwent Inktense line of products again. So I was doing the dot card project earlier this year. I haven't finished it yet, but it's still there. It's still happening. I just have to get back to it. This is kind of a follow-up to the dot card for the Derwent Inktense products because we talked about the Derwent Inktense set of 72, and I would say like within 2 weeks of that video, Derwent was like, surprise, we're adding 28 colors to the pencils. We're going to have a set of 100. So I got mad and I was like, fine, I can't believe I just made this video and now this is happening. So I just didn't do anything about it for a while because I was hoping that Derwent was going to do the smart thing. And I love Derwent products, so I don't want this to sound like I'm coming down on Derwent, but I was hoping Derwent would do the smart thing and be like, you know what? A lot of you bought the 72 set of pencils. We're going to release this as a 28 set of pencils, and then you can add it to your 72 set. Derwent has not done that, and I'm kind of frustrated that they haven't, because now that I have gotten these 28 pencils, I can tell you that they are enough of a rainbow to have made a pretty decent set of on their own. Like somebody could buy this set of pencils and it would be a decent working set. It wouldn't be perfect because obviously they're kind of filling in the gaps sort of in this line. But anyway, we're going to talk all about these pencils today and look at the colors versus the old colors. We're going to compare this to the pan set of paints because my initial thought was, okay, good. Some of these pan paints that didn't have pencils before, now they're all going to have pencils. One would think. We'll see what really happens. So let's go ahead and I will, let me open this up to the swatch page. Let's start there. Okay, so there's our swatch page for our line of 28. So we have the following pencils, and I am going to show them all off because I just think it's worth doing that, and then I'll set them here in between as I go. So we start with lemon. So there's the lemon pencil. Also because there's not a lot of information about each of these individually, so I'm going to go over them. There is gold, which is pencil 215. And the numbers are listed here, so you could take a screenshot just of this. I'll make sure that you see that. We have Golden Sun 225. We have Mango 245. We have Orange Sorbet 255. We have Wild Flame, which is 313. Got to find it. This will get easier as the pencils in my hand get less. We have Paprika 317. We have Persian Red 330. We have Pink Flamingo, which is 405. We have 715 somewhere in my hands, Sugar Plum. I like that color. That's like a mauve-y color. These two colors in particular are really nice value adds to the original set, along with this 735 Amethyst. We did not have a very diverse range of cool reds and pinks and purples, so that was cool for them to add. Then I went a little bit out of order here, so I will go in the correct order. When talking about these, we'll start with 770 Nightshade. You'll see that cap is way darker than it actually looks here. But this is like a really deep kind of almost dioxazine violet kind of shade. And then you have 805, which is violet blue, which is a lot more of a cooler violet shade than warm. Then we get into the blues and the greens, which we have a ton of And I felt like some of these were kind of samey with things that already exist in the set. So we've got 825 Lapis Blue, which looks a whole lot like light ultramarine, but is not the same color. We have 835 Denim. We have 1010 Dark Cerulean right here. We have 1213, which is Malibu. Then we have 1215 and 1225, which are Mineral Blue. And Sea Breeze 1225. Again, a lot in the turquoise family. We're going to go over that in a little bit here, but 2 more turquoises. I'm not sure that was necessary. 1240 is Mint Leaf. That is a pretty color, and it is a nice value add that we do not have in the OG set. 1340 is Olivine. This is a nice color. I think it's similar to a lot of colors we have, but I didn't mind getting another green, although I do feel like we have a lot of greens of the same variety. This green is different. The Jungle Green is a really nice Kelly green, and we did not have something that was terribly similar to it in the original set. 1535 is Lime Green, which you would think is the same as this color right here in the pan set, but it's not. And then we've got some new neutrals, and the new neutrals are all pretty nice, especially the grays. We've got a 1903 Burnt Umber. We've got a 1907 Natural Brown. Whoops, and now we're going over. We have a 2103 Asphalt. Like I said, all 3 of these grays I like. 2107 Storm Dust. And 2130 Dark Mink. All right, so let me start by trying to get both swatch books in camera in frame with what I have, and we'll see if we can do that. All right, pardon the wonky setup here, but I wanted to be able to get this entire swatch and this entire swatch on camera at once. I did make these bigger just so that my eye test was correct with everything. I'm going to go through the colors, like color ranges each at a time, so that we can kind of talk about what I like, what I think is too much of the same, and what is a major head scratcher considering the fact that we have 24 paint pans and we are still missing some of these colors in this 100 set of pencils, which is bonkers to me. So let's talk about what we have. In the yellow range here, which I'm just going to call these 3 as the yellow range. I like all 3 of these. I would consider the yellow range to end at about 240. I think these were all decent value adds, although I'm not sure that the gold and whatever this 220 pencil is are that different. And I'm very disappointed that we did not get a dupe for this light yellow ochre. So here is, or burnt yellow ochre, sorry. It's called burnt yellow ochre. And here it is on the swatch. And I mean, it's not the same and it's not there. So that was a disappointment. Then we go into the orange range-ish here. This is kind of a warm red, so we'll just talk about Mango and Orange Sorbet. Mango was in the pan set, so now the pan set hasn't, like, that is a good thing. I was glad to see that color. I really like that color, so I'm glad that it is a pencil. Orange Sorbet is not. It goes between 250 and 260 at 255. It's not a bad color to add, but it is very similar to 250. And Burnt Orange, which was in the pan, or Bright, oh, again, I can't read my own handwriting. Bright Orange, which is in the pan set, is not covered. And I like that color a little bit better than this one. So that's disappointing. But we could have had all of these. I really think these are the same. They look exactly the same. 313 and 317, Wild Flame and Paprika, are almost exactly the same color. I feel like one of these could have been swapped out for this bright orange, and I would have been really happy with that. We didn't need something, 2 colors between 310 and 320. One of them would have done it, and one of these could have covered that bright orange color. Personal opinion. I like Persian red. I love the pink flamingo and the sugar plum and the amethyst. These are all really great colors that add to this range. We are really still lacking in the pink department. 405 would fit between here and here. These are cooler reds, but they're not terribly true pinky pinks. I would like a little bit more pink in my range. That's just a personal opinion. I wish there was a little bit more pink. I'm a floral artist a lot of the time, so that should make sense to everyone here. Nightshade is very similar to whatever 760 is. I can't remember, but they're very similar pencils. And Violet Blue is kind of a nice pencil between 800 and 810. I do like that color, and I think it's different enough that I can justify it. Then we get into the blues in here. So in the blues, we have Lapis Blue, which is 825. Looks very similar to this mid ultramarine that's in the pan set, but they're not the same, and this color was not given to us in a pencil. Very disappointing, because this is, again, a very unique color in the pan set that I like a lot, that I wish was a pencil. 835 is denim. It's in between 830 and 840. I like that color. I can justify it. 1010 is a darker version of cerulean. I like that too. Then we get down in here into this like turquoisey range. Malibu is a cool color we don't have in these pencils, but this mineral blue and this sea breeze, when you combine it with, look at this. I'm going to pull this up a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Maybe. There we go. 1200, 1210, 1220, 1230. Like 4 different ranges of turquoise. And now we're adding 2 more to that. We are adding mineral blue and sea breeze to that. I can't see a major eye test difference between 1210, 1215, 1220, and 1225. That looks like 4 versions of the same color. I know they're a little bit different, but they're not different enough. Here's what's really crazy to me, though. We have all of these turquoise colors, and yet the turquoise paint pan is still not a pencil. So this paint pan, and I mean, here's a bigger swatch of it. Here it is. So who does it look? I mean, it looks a lot like mineral blue, but it also looks a lot like sea breeze, but it also looks a lot like this 1210 and 12. I mean, I don't think we need it to be different, but it's frustrating to me that this doesn't match one of the pencil names, because I feel like we should have some consistency about the line. So that's a personal opinion that I have. Again, this is all my own opinions. I love Derwent products. I'm just being nitpicky because I feel like we added all these pencils, and if you are going to go into your collection and try to add some more, I'm just trying to give you some knowledge of, if you're going to do it like I did and buy them one at a time, you might not need to buy all of them. That's just my personal thoughts. Mint leaf is a unique color I don't see in here. I like that. Olivine, I mean, it's 1340 and 1330 and 1400 are here. But then you also have 1320. But then down in the 1500 range, you have a ton of sappy greens. You've got 1550, 1560. They all look very similar to this olivine. So I like it because I like sap greens. I don't mind having an extra to choose from for blending purposes as well. But it is a color that is similar to a lot that you have. I think jungle green is a lot more unique to our set here. It's definitely more of a light green than the 1500. It does definitely fit between 1400 and 1500, so I like it. 1535 lime green. Lime green is not like any of these on here, to be honest with you. And what's crazy about this is that it's a really nice color, but it is different from the kiwi. So the kiwi and the lime green do not match. Also, by the way, there's another green in here that we didn't get. We have racing green in here. And racing green is a really cool pan paint color that's also not in this pencil set. So that's just another thing to think about. It's kind of crazy to me how many colors from this set are still missing. Last, we have the browns and the grays. So burnt umber and natural brown. So natural brown is in the paint pan set. I was glad to see it because I really like it. 1907, so I filled it in there. So that is in there, and that would fit between 1900 and 1910, and so would Burnt Umber. And I like both of those. I think they're good, and I like that we have a pencil named Burnt Umber. I use Burnt Umber for a lot of things, so love that. Then we've got some grays, which we very much needed because we had a pretty big brown line, but then down here we've got a Payne's gray, we've got a couple other grays, or like Chinese ink, India ink, I can't remember exactly what they're called. But these are 3 grays that are really nice. This Asphalt is a little bit of a cooler gray. This Storm Dust is a little bit of a lighter cool gray. And then you've got this Dark Musk, which is a warmer gray, which I really love that we got some more gray tones in here. We could have gotten at least 3 more gray pencils, and I would have been okay with that, because I think that, you know, a light layer of a gray pencil with the red undertone can really work for shadows and things like that for any color. So I do like having a variety of those. So that's kind of the deal here. So we're still missing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 24 pans in the Paint Pan Studio set. We are missing 6 in the pencil set. Now, I would argue that this color is covered with the lime green and the key and whatever this is. This turquoise is definitely covered. I just wish that it was named to match something in here, that they formulated the pigments to match something in here. But other than that, I do think that this Racing Green, this burnt yellow ochre, is that what it's called? Burnt yellow ochre, bright orange, and mid ultramarine are colors that, you know, are missing in this, even though we have 100 pencils. I mean, lapis blue kind of covers this, but this definitely has more white pigment in it. It's a little bit more opaque. So that is something to consider. I hope that this was helpful information for you. I just thought that I wanted to finish out my set of these pencils so that I could have them, and I have full set syndrome with it. So I did the work here and thought that I would show you what happened and what we got and how it compares to the lines that I have. Now, I don't have the blocks, so I don't know anything here about how this fits in with the blocks. If you know that information, please link it in the comments below, and I will make that a pinned comment for everybody so that we can learn together. But did you invest in these pencils, or were you like me on the fence and hoping Derwent was going to release a set of just these so that we could finish out our sets in that manner? Let me know that in the comments below. And that's going to be it for me today. I just wanted to come on here and give you the rundown on the Derwent Inktense line, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.